to this video. This is the Glow Theory podcast, and I'm your host, Jane Marie, and welcome to this video. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. We will be talking about how protecting your joy and your peace is important and how you got to protect it like it's your 9-to-5 job. Now, I want to talk about this topic because it's definitely something that really shifted my life and made me think about everything differently when it came to me and what I had surrounding me and what I wanted for myself. Because the truth is, I feel like with joy, it's like your lifeline, to be honest. Without your joy and your good energy and your peace, life feels draining. You feel those toxic energies. It's obviously just not good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel happy. It doesn't feel abundant. But when you have that beautiful joy that you're protecting fiercely and that peace, everything around you feels abundant, even when it's not. Even the smaller things in life, you just find it beautiful. Having joy and protecting that joy and that happiness like a child, it really is important, especially as we're all, getting into adulthood. It's like, you want to be able to appreciate the little things in life and still have like that childlike joy. And it's so easy, especially as adults, when we have bills to pay and things to do and people to feed and this to clean and all these different things that definitely can rob you of your joy and, toxic work environments too. And so joy and protecting that joy and protecting that peace became my important number one thing as an adult. I just feel like I need to be happy. I need to be full. I need to be joyful, and I need to be surrounded by joyful, happy people, period. Because that is something that I'm not sacrificing ever again. Plus, I feel like you just glow differently when you have that inner joy and it's just radiant, it's bubbly, it's happy because you're choosing to be happy within yourself, for yourself. You're protecting your peace and you're staying away from that negative energy. So I'm going to break this down into segments. So segment 1. Treating your joy as a currency. So when you think of it as currency, think of your joy as money. Like literally think of it as money. You would never leave your bank account wide open for anyone, would you? So it's like, why leave your joy and your energy, your peace unprotected like that, bare, so that someone can rob it and strip it away from you? Because joy, from my understanding and this healing process, joy is like spiritual wealth. And it just makes life worth living. When you have that beautiful joy cultivating inside of you, everything around you feels so abundant, regardless of how small it is, regardless of how large it is. You just appreciate everything and it makes life enjoyable. And protecting your joy doesn't mean that you're happy, go-getty 24/7, because that's not realistic. But protecting your joy means safeguarding the things that make you and keep you happy and abundant and keep your spirit alive and just free. Because your laughter, your creativity, your spirit, your peace of mind, your sense of safety, those things are priceless. Those are things that you need to protect at all costs, because that's something that makes life worth living. And honestly, what made me realize this, of how joy is just something that's so priceless, is because, growing up in very toxic environments and traumatic environments, whatever the fuck, I was constantly just stuck in this loop. I was like, why? Like everywhere I go, I'm around just really miserable, toxic people, and that kind of reflected on me and what was going on in my current state, in my current reality. And when I started shifting my mindset and just making sure I'm honoring my joy and my peace and my happiness and leaving toxic things and toxic people and situations, because I don't want that anymore. I don't want that gunk on me no more. My will and my spirit felt more alive, more creative. I started getting back into sketching and drawing and painting like I used to. I started creating music again like I used to. When you bring back that spark inside of you and, you start protecting your joy at the cost of nobody, because you don't care. You don't care who it affects because you are happy. It really brings you back to the things that brought you peace and happiness, and it kind of like brings you back to like that childlike state, which is, I think it's a beautiful thing. So protect that joy. Okay, now we're gonna move on to segment 2, that boundaries are like a security system. Because, you know, boundaries are a security system. Think of like you locking up your doors at night, right? Because it's for your safety, it's protecting you, it's making sure that nothing that is not invited is walking in. So when you have those boundaries, it's like protecting your energy, your source, your spirit, and protecting that joy, protecting that peace. And it's not necessarily like locking people away, but it's more so that layer of protection. Like, no, you don't just get to come up in here in my energy and run up all over me and try and take advantage of me and confuse my kindness. It's about deciding who gets access to you and your boundaries and when. For me, it looks like not answering phone calls when I don't feel like it and not feeling guilty because I don't fucking feel like talking to someone that day or people in general that day. Or it can look like saying no without feeling guilty because it's like, I don't want to do this for you. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna say no and I don't feel guilty. I'm gonna go pop up on my couch, eat my snacks. I'm chilling, I'm happy. I would rather be inside than out there for that day, whatever it was. It also looks like not pouring into other people's cup who are not pouring into yours, putting a halt on how much you are giving into people who are not giving back to you. You know, when you realize that and you're like, whoa, I gotta reel this back in because the scales are not balanced right now. Protecting your joy it also means being consistent with your boundaries and protecting your energy and your source and your spirit, because when you're protecting your joy, you're, you know, obviously allowing yourself to be happy and bubbly and getting back in tune with those wonderful feelings like a child, like I was saying. But having those boundaries, like protecting yourself from negative energy and closing chapters, or, you know, putting walls up with people who are trying to enter into your energy with no good intentions, or closing up friendships, relationships, whatever it was, of people who are not pouring into your cup, because that's taking away from your joy, that's taking away from your peace, and you don't deserve that. Because over here, we protect our joy like it is a 9 to 5. It's so important for me, like beyond important, and boundaries have become so very important for me, and I value them, and I don't ever trip them up for nobody, no situation, no nothing, because I'm protecting my happiness this time. I'm protecting my joy this time. I'm keeping my spirit alive and happy this time. Because even if people don't like it, they don't like my boundaries, they don't like the rules that I have for myself and my energy, it's not for them. It's not for their happiness, because who the fuck is protecting my energy? Me. So I have to do what I have to do in order to protect my happiness and my joy and my spirit with those said boundaries. Okay, now we're gonna move on to segment 3. I'm gonna talk about some joy practices or subtle shifts that you can do to kind of help you protect that joy and just kind of switch from like negativity to, you know, cultivating more peace and happiness and positive vibes and energy within your life, within your spirit. So certain things that kept me aligned with, you know, staying positive and having that joy within my spirit was, for example, like just playing upbeat music. Literally, if I woke up and I was just kind of like, you know, the energy was just a little down or whatever it was, for whatever reason, I immediately put on my headphones, put on some good tunes, and then I make my bed, I go up, start, you know, tidying around what I gotta do, go make some breakfast while I'm listening to music, you know, all cutesy, just having a blast, having a wonderful time, bringing back that happy, you know, free spirit, you know, start having a private concert in my home, and I don't have to worry about anyone seeing that. Music is obviously a big one. It's a universal love language. Everyone loves music. Everyone attunes to music because of the frequencies. And so when you put on something that's got good, positive energy, or just even music that makes you like, makes you wanna, you know, just dance or just be happy or just, you know, rap the lyrics out, do it, because it'll shift your mood. It'll make you feel better. The food tastes better. The water tastes cleaner. It's just, you know, it does it. Or it could be, you know, a morning coffee ritual. I used to drink a lot of coffee. I don't drink a lot of coffee anymore. But for example, I just make tea And in the morning, like I, get my cute little mugs with my amazing teas, whatever I choose for that day. I make it, I go sit on my balcony and just enjoy the weather, enjoy the scenery. Sometimes the scenery is people walking, and I am a people watcher, so I don't mind that. Or just watching the birds fly in the sky, just vibing and just enjoying that tea, and just bringing myself back to, all right, we are good, we are level-headed, we are balanced. Another thing is moving your body around, okay? Moving your body, whether that be dancing, whether that be yoga, whether that be working out. I really have been into yoga and working out. Working out, like, it's okay. I only do it because obviously it's good for you, and also I have health issues, so it's kind of like I have to do it. But for me, what I actually like is yoga. I love, just stretching out my body and, going into those poses. It kind of brings me back, it brings me back into balance within myself. I'm more aligned, the chakras, and just feeling good, feeling alive, feeling more relaxed and more at peace. I don't know, it just brings my mind clarity, and I feel so relaxed that it's just like, yes. Another thing you can do is go out for a walk. Quite simple as that. I think going out for a walk is just, it's great. You don't care, you got your music, you got your snacks, whatever it is. Since I live really close to the water in our city, and I literally, if I don't know, if I'm feeling a little, or like a little stressed out, I will put on my headphones, go outside, go for a walk by the water, and I'm instantly, just like, yes, and just, relax and just let myself be happy again, be joyful again, and let myself enjoy the scenery and enjoy the little things. Enjoy the little things, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. Because little things like that really bring your spirit joy. It brings it back to that joyful state, that positive state, and just releasing what you don't need anymore. Because when you're moving around, you're moving those energies, those negative energies that are kind of lingering or keeping you off balance. You're moving them around, you're getting them away from you. Or, if you're sitting down, drinking your coffee, your tea, whatever it is, you're taking a moment to cleanse it by focusing on peaceful things and focusing on, the little beautiful aspects of scenery, of nature, whatever it is. Those practices, it's maintenance because you care for yourself, right? Because you care for your soul. It's for your body, it's for your soul, it's for your spirit, it's for you. Okay, so you gotta make sure you do these things, these little practices. I don't care what it is. I just gave examples of what I do, but little practices like that can really just shift your whole mood and change your whole day. Honestly, you woke up in a funk, do one of those said things, and hopefully that'll shift your mood. But you also have to use the power of your mind as well to get you out of that funk too. It's not just hoping and wishing on a star, on the universe, whatever it is. You also have to have that mindset and that power within yourself to be like, no, I'm not gonna have a bad day. I am gonna put on some music, and I am gonna be happy, and I am gonna enjoy this song and the beats and drink my coffee and be happy, because I deserve that. I deserve that joy. It's like, don't let you rob yourself of your own joy and your own happiness even before the day starts. And even along the day, if you are feeling a little off balance, it doesn't mean the rest of the day is shit. Just try your best to just, get back into that joyful spirit, because obviously you're not going to be happy 24/7, but you can do your best to shift your mindset and do these subtle things to help you, get balanced again. We're going to move on to segment 4, recognizing the little thieves of joy, the ones that snatch your happiness because they are so miserable. Because here's the thing, you can't protect your joy if you don't know who and what can snatch it from you. Because obviously joy thieves come in many different forms. People's, places, situations, work environments, energy vampires, all them negative people who are operating from lower frequencies. They're miserable within their lives, and then, they see a happy person and they're like, it irritates. They're little demons, so they got to do something about it. This one is funny to me because I've always been surrounded by people who are just so negative, and especially my recent ex-toxic work environment, just a lot of people who are really, really miserable within themselves. It's actually kind of sad. You know, their lives are not where they want it to be. And so, you know, and they're just not happy with themselves, their looks. They weren't operating from authenticity and just, you know, embracing their unique differences and their different things that they got going on, you know. And when you're not happy and balanced within your own choices that you made for your own life, you start projecting. So yes, sometimes it's people who are just not happy within themselves, and they will try to project that and try and take away your joy from subtle jokes that are not jokes. They're ill-intentional, whether it be they try and, you know, diminish you or try and make you feel small, or, you know, they do their best to make themselves feel better because you're up here and they're over here, and they're trying to figure out how to bring you down here as well to meet their lower frequencies, because this right here is intimidating to them. They're not used to that. They're used to whatever energy that they cultivated and created for themselves. And then sometimes environments, whether that be, yes, the work environments, even your own room when it's cluttered. I hate clutteredness. I hate when my space is cluttered or feels just not put together. And now that I'm, you know, more of a clean slate in my brain, I like when my things are more tidied up, more organized, because it just feels good. I like waking up, my kitchen's clean, my living room is put together, and I can just, you know, take a shower, get out, and everything is clean, and I can go sit on my comfy couch and it's clean, and just, I love it. So just having like a cleaner, clutter-free space, it definitely helps, because when you're sitting around thinking about your cluttered room, you're thinking about, oh fuck, I gotta clean this shit, I gotta organize this, and it, you know, puts you in that negative thinking. So just clean that shit up, put some good music on, clean that shit up, so you can sit down, relax, and be like, yes, it just feels good. And sometimes it be your own thoughts. That overthinking, that self-criticism can be your own damn self robbing you of your own joy, like I was talking about. You know, the constant comparison, the constant overthinking, it's like, why? Just challenge your brain. Like, why the fuck are you thinking like that? That's what I do. That's what I've been doing. Especially on this healing journey, I would literally counteract every single negative thought my brain was having about me and what I was doing, and be like, why the fuck are you thinking like that? You think you deserve that? Why so negative? Why am I thinking like this? For what reason? And the overthinking, it's like, what for? What do you need to overthink about? You know, just trust the flow of life. Whatever I was overthinking about, I was just, you know, tap into myself, like, chill the fuck out. You're bugging a little bit. Just relax, you know, trust yourself, trust the flow of life, you're good. The self-criticism was definitely something that was very intense for me. And through the healing journey, yes, I had to counteract those negative thoughts, like, what am I being so critical about myself? Obviously, I had to learn how to love myself again and, you know, appreciate my authenticity and, you know, whatever. But sometimes those thoughts would creep in because, you know, I'm a human being, not perfect, and I'm not always gonna have perfect thoughts and perfect positive attitudes. So I'd always just challenge it, like, what do you have to criticize yourself for? Obviously you're not perfect, and that's okay, you know. So do your best to detach from those negative thoughts and those feelings, because they don't apply to you. They don't apply to you. You don't get to think those, your brain doesn't get to think those negative thoughts about you. Allow yourself to choose peace over chaos. We don't want that negative energy. We don't want those negative environments, cluttered spaces. We don't want that. And remind yourself that joy is your right. You don't need permission to have joy, to be happy, to not overthink, to be in these nasty ass work environments. You don't need to be there. If you truly believe in you and what you deserve and the happiness, you will do whatever you got to do to get out of those said states and shift to what's better. So this last segment is about release that feeling of being guilty. This is segment 5, obviously. So I'm gonna start closing this off with this segment as well. I feel like when we are switching from being so used to these negative environments and situations and these negative outcomes happening because you're used to that, you feel guilty when you want to experience joy, when you want to be happy, when you want to think good things about yourself. It's uncomfortable because your nervous system is used to that. Your brain is already used to the negative feelings and thoughts and patterns and whatever it is. So you will tend to feel guilty when you're shifting out of that. And you'll feel guilty about having boundaries, about protecting your peace and your joy, and quite frankly, just experiencing joy. You'll start to question, like, is this okay? Is it safe for me to be happy? Is it safe for me to be joyful? Should I be joyful? But you gotta switch that perspective and obviously work on that nervous system, train your body and your spirit and your mind to accept that you are allowed to be joyful. It's your right. You have the right to protect your boundaries and your peace. You don't need permission, and you should not feel damn fucking guilty, because this is for you. This is your life. You take control with your decisions, your actions, and whatever you choose to do for you. So protecting your joy, protecting your happiness and your boundaries is not selfish, and nor should you feel guilty for it. It's just your brain and your nervous system telling you otherwise, because it's not used to that. So keep training yourself, keep pushing yourself out of that uncomfortableness, because it might feel uncomfortable, until it's fully incorporated into your life through your actions, through your words, through your thoughts. And trust, it is the best. It's the best feeling when you are in that state of being, when you are joyful, when you don't let your mind deceive you of these negative things, when you choose peace over chaos and walk away from any negative people, situations, and energies, because it's like, nope, I'm protecting myself because I'm happy over here. I don't want to be infected. Thank you very much. When you are drained, everything around you suffers. So choose that joy, choose that happiness, choose that peace, because you deserve it, because life is worth living when you are operating from those states of being. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start closing off this podcast. I hope this was an enjoyable one or a relatable one. You can take some ideas from this video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you drop a like, or subscribe if you are new, if you want to catch more videos of healing and relationships and shit like that. Stay tuned for more. So protect your joy like it's a job. Your joy is your paycheck, and your peace is your payroll. So protect that shit. This is currency. We all like currency, right? So protect it. Alrighty. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.